Talk Real Estate with Sharon McNamara, sponsored by Boston Connect Real Estate Services.
Hi, I'm your host, Sharon McNamara, and you are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. Let me share a little bit about my background before we get started. I am the broker-owner of Boston Connect Real Estate, a boutique firm that is home to over 30 real estate sales and marketing agents who service home buyers and home sellers throughout Boston, the South Shore, the South Coast, and Cape Cod. Our firm takes pride in assisting our clients in the next chapter of their lives by taking a holistic approach to their real estate endeavors. We believe that every move should be a moving experience. Every week, my co-host Melissa Wallace and I will provide you with my team's unique marketing approach to selling homes and share with you our expertise in navigating the home buying process. We value the experience of our agents at Boston Connect Real Estate so much that not only will you hear my perspective on real estate topics, occasionally you will hear the expert thoughts and opinions of our experienced agents at Boston Connect Real Estate. Be a part of our roundtable. If you have any questions during the show, please call 781-837-4900. We love to talk real estate. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and wherever you like to listen to podcasts at Talk Real Estate Roundtable. If you would like a one-on-one consultation with me and my team to discuss your real estate needs, you can connect with me at bostonconnect.com or 781-826-8000. Now, sit back, relax, take good notes, and let's talk real estate. And good morning to my South Shore neighbors. This is Sharon McNamara, and you are listening, of course, to Talk Real Estate Roundtable here at 8 a.m. Sorry, I'm choking there. We are the first talk show this morning on WATD, so we like to say we are the lineup. I think it was just Bob Parkis that had me all set up. So I have Tim in studio with me this morning. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning. Happy Halloween weekend.
Yeah, so exciting. Yes. We have some exciting stuff going on around our office today, too.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Oh, what is that? That's like thunder, lightning,
yeah.
Scary.
Gotta have the sound effects, right?
Yeah. Eeks. You know what? I don't really like Halloween. It scares me.
Well,
it scares me. I don't like scary things. Why do that to ourselves? If my heart is going to flutter, I want it to be with joy.
Yeah, but sometimes, a little
scary.
Little shock is okay. Keeps us in line, right?
Yeah, I know. But you want to know what gives me the most joy in life? Other than my children, puppies, my dogs.
Yes.
My dogs give me so much joy, so Marley and Gracie. But today at Boston Connect Real Estate right here in Pembroke Center, 19...
there she is.
There she is, yep. She's more of a...
All right. Settle down. Okay.
Right in Pembroke Center, right across the street from Stop and Shop, 19 Mattakesett Street today from 12 to 2. If you didn't hear, we are having a really good event today. It's one of my favorites. It's a Halloween dog costume parade and contest. So, and Melissa just joined me. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I was finishing my makeup.
Gotta look good for the radio show, right?
I'll call myself out. Yeah. In fairness, I did ask if she thought I had enough time.
Yeah, I was like, sure you do. She's beautiful without it. So,
thank you.
So our event today, we're super, super excited about it. We have all kinds of sponsors. We're going to have the chief of the fire department, Chief Rick McDonald, is going to be with us as one of the judges, and we also have, I don't know what his position is. I'll have to ask him he might be a captain. I think it's Captain Jordan Hill. He's going to be with us from the fire department as our judges today.
Yeah, and we have a third judge.
We have a third judge, yes. The third judge would be my mother, so Nana will be a third judge.
Audrey.
Yeah, Audrey will be here. So
Jordan is the fire captain.
Is he? Okay,
yes.
Great. Thank you for looking that up for me. I appreciate you.
Of
course.
He's so good, isn't he?
He's so good.
He really is. Honestly,
You're good.
You're good.
All right. You're going to make my head get too big. I won't be able to fit in the studio. Thank you.
Yeah. So the contest, the Halloween thing we're going to have today, you don't even have to have a dog. If you want to come, we have like a lot of vendors have been dropping off some stuff too, right? So we'll have some trick-or-treating items that, that you can pick from. If you are coming, we'd like to sort of coordinate anything we're doing with the office with the food pantry. So if you think of it, please bring some items for the food pantry, and we'll have a basket put out somewhere so we can help them fill those shelves just in time for Thanksgiving. But do you want to tell everybody some of our prizes that we're going to have today?
Yeah, we have multiple, I don't even know, maybe 5 of these really great gift baskets. If I was a dog, I would love them. If I had a dog, I would love them. Too bad for Mary and Sam. They won't be here to win them for the dogs. But a lot of great baskets that are put together, and not like onesie twosie type of things inside a basket. It's like a lot of stuff, like toys. There's some beds. There's baskets that you can put toys in that are filled with toys. There's treats and gift cards. Like just so much stuff in these things, and they're so great.
And don't you think like one of the easiest things that we'll have for people to win is just say great things about Boston Connect Real Estate and our agents on a Google review, and you'll be put into a drawing to win gift cards, right?
Yeah, we have multiple gift cards to Petco, and the way you can sort of win those is writing Google reviews, because everybody's into Google reviews right now.
Oh,
and
yes,
we
they
wanna
are.
we want to boost our Google reviews, so we have an opportunity here at the office where you can just scan a QR code and you can leave a Google review for your Boston Connect Real Estate agent, or you can leave, or you should, in addition to, leave a Google review for Boston Connect Real Estate, and I think we have 5 gift cards to Petco that you can win.
Yeah,
And it's not a waste of time.
$100.
each.
It's not a waste of time to leave a Google review either. People do read them.
Yeah, we do.
I left a review for a business, and it's had at least 100 views. So I'm
Was it a good or a bad one?
Well, it was an honest one. It's like, hey, it's like,
you
sorry.
can only grow from honesty.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah.
That's a nice saying, Mel.
Thank you. I think I made it up, but I'm sure somebody at one point said it before.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? I think that is true. I think that, how can I make myself better if I don't know what's wrong? So, it sort of frustrates me, though, I will tell you, because I do think that we have such a great office. We have such a good, we are taking the holistic approach to selling real estate. That's just our motto. It's more about the person than it is about the house and the sale. Mm-hmm. And we had an agent who was one time with our office, and somebody left her a bad review underneath our main one, and it's like, I can't get rid of it. It's like, she doesn't work here anymore.
Yeah.
She doesn't live in this state anymore. Like, so could you please remove it? But whatever.
If you could remove it.
Yeah, I know. But hey, that's how she was feeling. I'm sorry she had that experience, but that's certainly not how it always works around here.
Yeah.
So we have all kinds of fun stuff. So again, we'll be here 12 to 2.
Yeah, I think the parade starts at 12:30.
Yep.
Little parade. So come in and register, take a walk around. We have some vendors coming. So we have dog treats. We have, collars and leashes, someone who makes collars and leashes. Obedience. I think we have a dog obedience person. So we just...
Homemade dog treats.
Yeah, homemade dog treats.
Electric fence.
Yep, electric fence. So if you were at our event last year, you know how great it was. And we finally got rid of the paw prints that have been on this.
Hey, listen, it said
been
chalk.
on the driveway.
As far as I know, chalk washes away.
Yeah.
I think it's the chalk they use for, the marathon in Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They lasted until probably yesterday.
You can still see them.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So,
we didn't do that again.
Yeah, we didn't do that again. So we'll just direct people.
And just so everybody knows, you will have to sign a waiver when you come. Just that your dog
just 'cause
has
they're
had,
dogs.
Yeah, you had all your shots and everything. Not the humans, but the dogs. Make sure they had all their shots and not vaccines. What are those called? Like boost? What?
Dogs?
What do dogs get? They get rabies or something? No. What do they get?
Rabies, distemper.
Yeah. All those. Yeah.
Rabies, distemper. Yeah, cats get them. Cats get them too. My
right.
Zoe had to get something.
So we just
this
have
year.
everybody sign a waiver that you just basically say, hey, if anything happens, it's on you, not me. So, all right. I'm excited about today's topic. Are you?
I'm very excited about today's topic.
Do you want to share some news?
I'm still sort of in a daze. I'm still sort of confused. I'm still sort of in shock.
Disbelief,
especially after the conversation that I had with Emmy Flaherty, who is a full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate. She joined me on Tuesday night's show. Her and I had offers in on your listing, Sharon. So I was representing myself. I put in an offer for myself. Emmy was representing one of her buyers. How many offers did you end up getting?
I ended up with 24 offers.
24 offers. And they chose my offer.
Yay! Congratulations.
And I still am like, what? how did this happen?
I know. Tim, I'm going to send you a picture because, like, her face was priceless when I get to call her and say, hey, your offer was the one that was accepted. So me and Mark called her, and she was literally in tears.
Yeah.
So.
I was in tears. So Sharon's, like, taking screenshots of me on FaceTime, just crying in my car. But yeah, no, it was, I talked about the house on the show on Tuesday with Emmy, and we were both like, okay, we put in our offers. We'll wait to hear from Sharon, tomorrow. And I got my phone call bright and early. I wasn't even out of the driveway. I was pulling out of the driveway. She goes, you need to put the car in park. I was like, okay. So, but yeah, so it's still, I'm still sort of like, what is happening right now? But all good things
Awesome.
are coming. So
yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah,
so that's what we thought today, that we would talk about, winning in a multiple offer situation, and it still can happen. And just so you know, last Saturday you weren't here with me because something else happened in your life.
Yeah, I fractured my ankle, of course, and now I'm buying a raised ranch to go up and down the stairs.
Well, at least it's not a colonial.
No.
Stairs.
No. I was
And
not
you got to
here
put
last
in that
Saturday.
spiral staircase too, right?
Yeah,
there you
anything
go.
that's the most inconvenient thing possible, I'll put that in.
Yeah.
Well, you can just milk it and have everybody else help move stuff in for you.
Well, I keep trying to get, for the past 4 years, try to get Mark to put in an elevator here at the office. Maybe he'll put one in my house.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was not with you last Saturday. You did the how weird is that? I was not here last Saturday, but you did the show with Jasmine Glasgow, who is my loan officer at Maritime Mortgage. So she's heard a lot from us this week.
Yep. Jasmine's awesome.
But yeah, no, I fractured my ankle, so I'm in a boot, and I was not here last Saturday. You gave me the day off, but I'm here. I'm back.
Awesome.
But yeah, we talked to Emmy about multiple offers and why right now is a great time to sell. And I always say this to everybody: the right time to sell is when you're ready and when you want to sell, essentially, because there are buyers out there. And I was like pleading on Tuesday. I was like, please, I just want a house. I need a house. And the next morning I had one. So it's all about manifesting.
It really is about manifesting. And this is one of the things why I wanted to bring this up, because just so everybody knows, I mean, this was not a comfortable situation for us in this office.
No.
I mean, it was extremely, extremely stressful. So what I want to explain to people is like how real estate works in a way, like with agency and things like that. So as the broker owner, I'm the broker owner of the office, obviously, and I also still help people sell homes and buy homes, right? So I have Mary's my team member, Mary Horton's my team member on that side of my life with listing and selling and helping people buy homes. And Melissa's on the other side of my team, where she is running the office and helping with the agents, coordinating social media, coordinating our trainings and things like that for me to be part of with the office as well. So with that, this was my listing. And it was referred to me from a past client, and I love my referrals and how much confidence they have in me. So we put the house on the market. We put it on 2 Wednesdays ago, I guess, or a week ago Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Last Wednesday. And then what ended up happening was we had showings started right away, but ultimately we ended up, I think the first couple showings we had a couple showings on Wednesday, and then we had some showings Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then I had the open house on Sunday. Let's just say Wednesday through Sunday, before that time frame, I had like 30 and it was 27. I had 27 showings. And then at the open house, which my husband Mark did with me because he's also a licensed real estate agent, and he was helping me, and he's so good about getting everybody to sign in, and like when people ask like mechanical questions, he can go off and do his thing. So between that, we had like 32 groups of people sign in. And I know that there was a time period where a couple sort of snuck through because the iPad got like sort of stalled. So we probably had like, let's just say 35 groups of people. Now 35 groups of people signed in.
Yeah.
There were at least 2 people in every group, and some had up to 4. Like some came with their parents, some came with their agents. It was a lot of people. And we ended up ultimately with 24 offers. We made the offer deadline, just so people know, if you are thinking about putting your house on the market, like, this is the best strategy in my opinion.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this as a buyer. Like, I like how you did this, because every time I put in an offer, I've had really high anxiety. And that's just me as a person. But like, me as a buyer too, I'm like, I don't want somebody to sneak in and just like take it away from me type of thing. But this is why I liked the way that you did it.
Yeah. And again, I think it does go back to that holistic approach. Yes, my fiduciary responsibility is to the seller, but I look at all these buyers that are coming through, all these agents that are calling, they put in all these offers, they did this, and I understand where the market is, but like, these people were looking at me and all I saw was like Bambi in their eyes. I was just like, Bambi, no. Like, one girl, honestly, actually, she ended up being the backup, the offer. I actually said to her, I was like, I just have this urge to hug you. Can I? So, like, I gave her a hug. Her agent was there and stuff. I would never cross lines like that. But I can see, like, and I'm sure you and Emmy maybe hit upon that. And I know all of our listeners who have been listening to your journey have heard sort of the, and again, I think it goes in stages, right? I think we should do something on that. I think I want to do like a blog post on that, like the stages of devastation of a buyer.
Yeah.
Because I think at first it's like, all right, I'm excited. Oh, I lost that one. All right, I'll give it another try. I lost that one.
Yeah.
Then it's more like you're irritated and you're pissed off, right? And then you're just sad and solemn.
Yeah. I've experienced all of those.
Yeah, you went through, and that
all
was
of
like
those
a year,
in my,
right?
Yeah, a little over a year in my little over a year journey.
Okay.
But
So, and again, I couldn't represent Melissa and I couldn't help her at all through this. And generally, like with the other ones that she was putting in, I would be able to talk to her and like give her some advice. Sometimes she took it, sometimes she didn't.
It's okay.
And then she couldn't talk to Mary because one of our clients was putting an offer in with Mary, right? So I didn't know what that was. So Mary was taking care of that. Then somebody had come to us directly that's friends with a neighbor. So I couldn't work with that person. So I gave that to Evis, our other team member. I said, you can write up the offer for him. So none of us are looking at the offers that we're doing. I think dual agency is okay if you have a team.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can do it if you are the same person. Like, to me, I would be able to, like, it's easy for me to just sort of differentiate between me, Mary, and Evis, that I don't want to see these.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And we had other people that came in, and I was passing out some of the agents' cards. I mean, Emmy, that was somebody that...
Yeah, someone went direct to you, and you were like... Emmy was here and said, hey, do you want this lead? And she ended up putting in an offer for them.
Yeah. And then there was a couple other people that I handed out Trish Flynn's card, so she could, help these people. So... with the whole process, do you want to talk about, like, let's back up a little bit to, like, that day, like, when you saw, like, you could, like, first of all, you were not going in my email.
No. So there was a time, a long time, where I was like, I'm not putting in an offer. And so when I went to the house to see it, I went out on the porch and I started to cry, and you came out and you reprimanded me and said, you stop crying right now and you get back in this house. And I was upset because I was in my grieving stage of, I've been at this for a year and I know there's going to be so many people that want this house, and like, I'm just never going to have a chance. And so we went to a conference on Monday, and at that point, I don't even know how many offers you had. I think at one point I did ask you how many offers, which anybody can ask how many offers you have in hand. And at that point, I still was not going to be...
I think I had 7.
Yeah, I was not going to be putting in an offer. And I said to you, oh, by the way, I can't help you with any of the offers because I always help you guys with your multiple offers and everything. And you were like, well, if you're not putting in an offer, why does it matter? And I was like, I just don't want the conflict of interest. Like, I just don't want my DNA on any of this stuff. And then you were like, if you're not going to help me, then you better be putting in an offer. And I was like... no, like, I'm never going to get it. I'm never going to get it. And you're just like, you better put in an offer.
Well, and the thing too is because what I said to you also too, at that point I had like 20 something offers, right? And the whole process, when you have that many offers, I mean, my job my due diligence for my client is to get them the best offer for them.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's money, sometimes it's conditions, and sometimes it's a mixture of both, okay?
Yeah.
That's my job. So usually when you and Mary will take all of these offers and you put them in a spreadsheet, I just see numbers, and that's that's what I'm focusing on. I'm just focusing on the numbers. I don't even read the love letters. And hold on, I'm having.
You're having a hot flash. Yeah, and I just started laughing only because nobody could help you. So you had, 24 offers that you had to put into your spreadsheets and do your cover sheets and everything that we always do for all of your listings, no matter how many offers you get. And just all day, you were here at 8 a.m. until 6 right before we were going on the radio show with Emmy. And I said it on the radio on Tuesday. It's like, I keep hearing these groans from Sharon because she can't say anything to anybody because everybody around her has an offer and she can't indicate anything, but she's just like,
Well, you know what was so
groaning.
interesting? And again, I did say this to my client's daughter. She's a real estate agent up in Maine, which actually made this process a lot easier too.
Yeah,
she's
I'm
wonderful.
sure.
Sandy is wonderful, the owner. Just wonderful, wonderful people. And again, I have wonderful clients and they refer me to wonderful people, which is just, it works out great. But one of the things I said, she's like, Sharon, I'm so sorry. Because I explained to her, I said, listen, I just have to have true transparency. This offer is from my office manager. This offer is from somebody in my office. I had to tell her which ones were the ones that could look a little suspicious if she chose them. And one of the things she said, she goes, I'm sorry that it took you so long to do all this. And I said, you know what? Actually, I'm happy because I'm so far into my career, 21 years of doing this, and I've had assistants a long, long time. I've had you and Mary in my life a very, very long time to do these types of things for me, right?
Yeah.
Not that I don't appreciate them. It's just that that's just how it is right now. I shouldn't be spending my time on that. My time is more valuable in other places. But it was really, really interesting for me to do this exercise and to look through 24 offers because honestly, without even knowing who the agent was, I could have 100% went through 24 offers and told you which agents had training from Boston Connect Real Estate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I could also go through the 24 offers and tell you about 10 of them that need to reconsider this as a position, as a job.
Yeah.
Because if you can't do simple math, you should not be in this industry. Mm-hmm. I was looking at, and I'm going to get, people are probably going to get upset with me. And I'm sorry if you're an agent out there and you're listening and you're like, Sharon, you're being a little sort of witchy because it is Halloween. You're being a little witchy about it and maybe too transparent about it. I am telling you, I take our industry very, very seriously.
Yeah.
Maybe too seriously for some people. But we are professionals. We are helping people with the biggest purchase of their life, most likely, or the biggest sale of their life.
Yeah.
There's a lot of money that goes on to this. And I think if you don't take it seriously, you are doing your client a huge disservice. A huge disservice.
Yeah.
And another thing I want to say by looking at some of these offers, and again, I'm just giving my opinion. I'm not saying that this is what happened, but this is my opinion. That I believe because we've been talking about the market, right? The market, it's still great, but it's slower. Mm-hmm. And agents aren't selling as much. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One, it's a little bit lower inventory. But two, there are more agents that jumped into our industry during COVID, right? Mm-hmm. So we have hundreds of thousands more agents, right? I honestly looked at some of these offers and I said, did this person write up this offer for their client or for their commission? Mm-hmm. And that's an awful place for a broker owner to sit.
Yeah.
It was, I really, it's reckless.
Well, I think it is important as the broker owner, even if it wasn't your property, like your listing, like to mm-hmm. look at all those 24 offers because you can be as great as you are and as engulfed in this industry as you are, like mm-hmm. you have to see what people are actually putting out there in order to know who's out there.
Yeah. And again, this is about multiple offers and how to get yours to win. And this is what I'm doing is I'm thinking about this whole process and what I went through. I don't even know what we have in our agenda, to be quite honest. But you know what? We're at 8:32. I think what we'll do is we'll take a quick break. If my energy is too much for you right now, I'm sorry. I'm just being very honest and very transparent about
Grab some more coffee or tea and then catch up. It'll be fun.
Exactly.
Grab a cup of coffee.
Yeah, but when we come back, we're going to get more into this topic, and I'm going to sort of dissect what I saw. We'll be right back. Let's face it, we all get to the point in our lives when our current home no longer suits our everyday needs. With ever-changing living dynamics, addressing your future is all about right-sizing. You know, finding the right-size home for you right now. Are you ready to pay your own mortgage rather than somebody else's? Are you looking forward to living under your own roof? Do you often dream about buying your first home, but you're not sure where to begin? Let us help you find the right size for you right now. I'm Sharon McNamara, the broker-owner of Boston Connect Real Estate. If you would like a one-on-one consultation with me and my team, or one of the dedicated agents at Boston Connect Real Estate to discuss your real estate needs, you can connect with us at bostonconnect.com or 781-826-8000. Let's face it, we all get to the point in our lives when our current home no longer suits our everyday needs. With ever-changing living dynamics, addressing your future is all about right-sizing. You know, finding the right size home for you right now. Are you having difficulty with navigating multiple levels in your home? Are you finding that yard work is taking up all of your free time? Do the home maintenance projects seem never-ending? Let us help you find the right size for you right now. I'm Sharon McNamara, the broker-owner of Boston Connect Real Estate. If you would like a one-on-one consultation with me and my team, or one of the dedicated agents at Boston Connect Real Estate to discuss your real estate needs, you can connect with us at bostonconnect.com or 781-826-8000.
We now return to Talk Real Estate, sponsored by Boston Connect Real Estate Services on 95.9 WATD.
And we are back. You are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. My name is Melissa Wallace. I'm joined in studio by the broker-owner of Boston Connect Real Estate, Sharon McNamara.
Good morning.
Good morning. And we have a lawnmower behind us, so if you hear it, sorry. But we are talking about multiple offers, and we are talking about this because I was just in a multiple offer situation on Sharon's listing, and my offer was accepted. So I finally have an accepted offer. Woohoo!
Yay! We're very excited for her.
Yep, and we're moving on to the next step. And I, had a very adult conversation. Oh, you weren't here after I got off the phone with Jasmine yesterday, but Mark was. I was like, oh, I was a full-on adult today. It was like, what did you do? Just everything that needed to be done got done yesterday.
Absolutely. And I also wanted to mention today we are going to have our Halloween dog costume parade and contest. We're going to have some wonderful, wonderful judges with us. So we're going to have the chief of the chief of the police department, Chief Rick McDonald, will be with us as a judge, and we also have Captain Jordan Hill will be joining us from the fire department. So he's a great kid, actually. Well, he's not a kid; he's a guy, but. Anyone to me is a kid because I'm old, but I remember when we were going through the process for, going before the town for getting the new fire and police station, the public safety building. He was passing out all the signs and doing everything. So he was such a good kid.
I just got a message from David Tortolot congratulating me. That's so nice. He must be listening. Thanks, David.
Thanks. David was on with us a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, David was on with us a couple weeks ago. We love having him on because as much as we want to know everything about reverse mortgages, he teaches us.
I feel like Bambi when I'm with him. I'm just like glazed over. You know what I mean? Like what? But he's from Homestead Mortgage, and he was on with us a couple weeks ago. So if you didn't hear that show, please go to our podcast app, Talk Real Estate Roundtable. You can go to your podcast app, or you could go to talkrealestateroundtable.com, and you'll see that show just a couple Saturdays ago that we had him on with us. Yep. Yeah. So David Tortolot from Homestead Mortgage.
David.
Yeah, everybody's been rooting for you on this one. So I want to get into it. And if you missed sort of the beginning part of the show, we're talking about how to win in a multiple offer situation. And part of me teaching or educating or showing people how to win is by telling you how to lose and some of the things that I saw. So long story short, I had a new listing. It came on the market last week. And we had we had 27 showings up to the open house. Then we had over 35 groups of people come through the open house. Then we had more showings on Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
And Melissa,
which just added to my anxiety.
I know. But one of the things I want you to talk about too, though, is because I have been in this process with you for a long time, and I know that a lot of us in the office talk about the frustration of, when a new listing comes on the market. Now, I am not I'm giving you the advice that I would give you if you were my client. If you have your own agent and you're already out there, then you really have to lean into them for your advice. But this is one of the things for me is you put the house on the market and I allow showings right away.
Yeah.
I saw your frustration when somebody would put on the house and they were like, no showings until the open house.
Yeah.
Now that was a strategy that people were using maybe 5 years ago. And got back into doing that, like when the inventory got low, like started to get like minimally low. They wanted to create that, that anxiety of getting into the house and everybody being around. Then we saw it in COVID for obvious reasons, right? Like everybody just come to the open house. We don't want people flowing in and out of the house all the time, right?
Yeah.
It does not make sense to me right now, and I'll tell you the reason why. Because one, I saw your frustration every single time. And I would you say the majority of the time people wouldn't allow showings until?
Yeah.
And how were those open houses for you?
Just chaos, like just total chaos. And as much as I took the time to go to the open houses, they're not always convenient. And I know that is sort of like bratty to say, but it's like when I'm a single woman working 2 jobs and hosting 2 radio shows and, and now I have a broken ankle, trying to hobble through life. Sometimes your 1 hour open house on a Saturday morning during my radio show is not convenient. And it's a bummer, but.
And then I think that sometimes agents will give this advice to their clients, right?
Yeah.
And if you're out there listening, whether you're an agent or if you have recently put your house on the market or you're thinking about it and you want to talk about this discussion, I would love to have a chat with you on it. 781-837-4900, 781-837-4900, or you can follow us on Facebook. We are live on Facebook underneath our Boston Connect Real Estate. So go ahead, talk more about that, like the anxiety of going through it.
It's just very anxiety ridden. And like you said, I do have a lot of amazing people in my corner. A lot of Boston Connect real estate agents have clients in my price range. So they're always sending me like, oh, are you going to see this one? And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I'll see you there. Or are you going to see this one? No, I don't think it'll work. Yeah, my client, they give me feedback and then I give them feedback too. And if we both decide to move forward putting in offers, then we stop the communication, obviously. But I think last weekend, or maybe it must have been last weekend, Tracy Grady, who I've seen houses with, she's a full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate with her husband. She does the show with us all the time. She'll text me all the time, oh, are you seeing this house? And I think it was last weekend where she's like, oh, are you going to see this one? And I was like, honestly, no. I have a broken ankle. They're doing the 2-hour open house. They held all the showings until then. It's on a main road. I'm just never going to be able to get out. I can't take the stress today. I can't take the stress. I'm out. And, her clients didn't end up liking it either. And, it's just, it is hard. It's a hard process, but again, like you said to me the other day, it's like you're never going to have a chance if you're not throwing your hat in. So, circumstances arise. Like I was like, I'm not getting out of my car in my boot, trying to get my boot on, in the middle of Route 18, trying to look at a house, and that was just me. But, I'm sure they got multiple offers and good for them. But,
and that's the thing too, is so like that stirring up that energy of, everybody wants what everybody else wants. I just find that you're causing commotion for no reason. So one of the things, like as you were talking, and I didn't want to interrupt, I'm getting so good at that.
Did you just write Zappos?
I did, because what I always say, and I say it to people when I'm at the open house as well, I can see the anxiety in all of these buyers, right? There's, and you know what? There's a bunch of group of agents that came with their clients, and each one of those I made it very specific about going up to each one of them and saying, I just want to let you know how lucky you are to have your agent here with you, and that I know, even though your agent isn't with my company, I know that you have a good agent because your agent is here with you.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, the majority of them did not have their agents with them. The majority of the offers that we got didn't have a showing. So,
they never saw the
house.
Property.
They never saw the property. And there was one agent that was so in my grill about well, when are you going to make a decision? He was one that I could feel the anxiety off him, that he needed the commission check more than he cared about what his client was getting, right? 100%. And I think that, and when I look at them, I say, I just want you to know, people will say, when are your offers due by? And I'll say, okay, we changed our deadline. Our deadline is going to be Tuesday at 12 p.m. Usually it would be Monday at 5, but we were away all day.
Yeah.
So I said Tuesday at 12. And they're like, are you going to accept any offers in the meantime? Because agents all the time will put in MLS. And this is something I think MLS needs to change. You have a decision to make. Either you're going to hold all the offers or you're not. I hate when it says offers are due Tuesday at 12 p.m., but the seller reserves the right to accept an offer at any time.
Yeah. Why even bother putting it in a deadline?
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
So what those are called are bully offers, right? So if a bully offer comes in and says, so we'll just give an example. This house was on the market for $360, just so everybody knows. I'm not going to give any numbers about anything else through this process. The house was on for $360. So a bully offer would be on Saturday night, an agent would submit an offer to me. This didn't happen, but because I'm very clear that it won't happen in my listings. I'm Sharon, my client is going to submit an offer. It's $400,000, but they want an answer by 9 a.m. tomorrow before your 10 a.m. Open house. So they're offering $40,000 over asking if you will take your house off the market.
Yeah.
And I do not know why other agents will agree to this type of behavior, because I won't. And if anyone thinks I'm being witchy, give me a call, 781-837-4900. Am I being witchy, or am I just very passionate about this and being fair to everybody, whether they're an agent with me, one of my clients, or anybody, any person who's buying a house?
Yeah. And it's been an interesting journey for me, because I've been in real estate for so long before I was looking for myself, and then once I started looking for myself, I was like, ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that. To me, I was coming from a buyer's perspective, and you don't know how buyers feel until you become one, and you really just don't. And the same with sellers. You don't know what it's like to sell your house until you sell your house. And
you had a situation recently. I mean, one of the last houses you put an offer on, that agent, 100%, and I told you from day one, that agent is using your offer to leverage more offers.
And what's so interesting is that about 2 weeks later, I was having a conversation with somebody, and they said, oh, I was in that house. Oh, somebody I know put in an offer in that house. Oh, they didn't get it either, but we were talking, we're like, oh, we went through the same exact thing.
And you were both told lies.
Yeah, both told lies.
Both told lies. Oh, I'm at this, my client's doing this, I'm sorry, I have all these other things. I'm sorry, you're the agent on that. And yes, your job is, and again, some might argue and say it differently to me, hey, my job is to get the most amount of offers that I possibly can for my client, but that doesn't mean that you take advantage of other people.
Yeah.
Should have just came back to you and said, I'm sorry, your offer isn't accepted. We're waiting for something better.
Or maybe, would you like to revise your offer? Because I would have.
I know.
But here we are now.
Yeah. So back to the way that I do this is, so we allow all those showings. And I say to people while I'm in there, please know that I am not going to accept any bully offers. So you can take your time. You can breathe easy. I cannot buy a pair of shoes on Zappos sitting on my couch with a glass of wine in front of the fireplace. It takes me time. Yeah. I can't buy a pair of shoes in 15 minutes. I never expect anybody to buy a house. Now, I think that that's sort of my moral compass, right? I want people to have that time. But I'll tell you the real reason. I don't want buyer remorse.
Yeah.
If I go forward and accept your offer and you're offered quickly and you've made this rash decision, how do I know that you're really going to proceed forward? And honestly, that last offer that came in was the mindset of my client, who's also an agent. Well, her mom. It's her mom's house. Like, where has this person been? Where has this person been for 5 days? And you saw the house, and within a half hour, you're putting in an offer. Like, that makes me nervous.
Yeah.
Right? Because my job is not only to get you the most amount of money with the best terms and conditions for you. My job is also to make sure that I'm going to get you something that will get you all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, do you have any questions for me? Does anybody have any questions for us? What's going on? I mean, come on, people.
My questions for you are, who do they use for gas, and who do you for electricity?
I know. Well, I got that information yesterday. I got those answers yesterday.
That's a different show.
Yeah.
We can do another show once we close and just sort of really talk about my whole entire journey as a. It
will be fun. I think that we should video parts of it too. Yeah. So, again, you're listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. I am Sharon McNamara, the broker owner of Boston Connect Real Estate. I am also a full-time real estate agent for the firm. And I have Melissa Wallace with me this morning. She is our director of operations and our everything here. And she's also a licensed real estate agent, which is why she had to put an offer in for herself.
Yes, I put in an offer for myself.
Yeah. And I know that this looks suspicious. Like, I already know, like, when people get... when they see in MLS that you're the one that got the accepted offer, and they're going to say, that was fixed. I assure you that it wasn't, because
we were just as shocked as everybody.
I honestly was just as shocked as everybody else.
Yeah.
And, this is the exercise that I did, and I did it with my client's daughter as well. So what I did is, with 24 offers, and I talked to her, and I just said, I just think that you and I should talk first, so we can, like, talk our lingo, because she's an agent, and then maybe you narrow it down, and then you talk to the rest of the family members, like the sisters and the mother, and one of the brother-in-laws is a financial advisor type guy. So with those 24 offers, again, one of the things I want to say is, if you are out there and you're a buyer and you're not working with a buyer's agent, I highly recommend that you do, for a couple reasons. One is, you'll sort of know, like, before, you know what I mean? Like, you'll know, like, your agent, if they're doing this full time. And I do think that there is an importance of being full time. And again, nothing against the school teacher that, is, doing this on the side. No offense, but while you're in school teaching or doing meetings and PTO and stuff, like, we're selling real estate, like, the whole time, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, we're doing all that, and after hours and weekends.
Like 9 to 5.
I know. Well, that's when we're doing all the stuff that nobody sees,
paperwork,
and then after hours.
Yeah.
So a couple of things is, one, when the house comes on the market, if you have a buyer's agent, your buyer's agent is looking for that for you.
Yeah.
Right? And they'll be able to tell you, hey, this house came on the market right away. The other thing is, we know beforehand, and this is one of the things that I wanted to discuss. So I was trying to do the math, and quickly. Like, in our office, we always talk about what we have coming on the market. So we give each other a heads up. So I think our office is so good about that, because we all know that we all have clients. And that's the thing too, Melissa, that was really hard for me, because you knew I couldn't keep anything a secret. I know you made a comment to me about, like, the bathroom. You're like, well, there's no fan in the bathroom. And I was like, well, back in 1964, when they built the house, that wasn't something that had to be by code. And you're like, that was a very listing agent thing to say. And I go, because I'm the listing agent.
Yeah. Like, very listing agent of you.
And I stay in my lane, and I know what that was who I was at that point, But we do talk like, hey, I have this coming on the market, I have this coming on the market, and we're sharing that information with each other. We had 24 offers. 7 of them were with Boston Connect agents. That's like, I think, 30%.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that is like an added advantage, too, of working with a buyer's agent, especially, I think, like, in our small firm, in our boutique, and, like, the culture that we have. We're always sharing with each other. We all know what we have coming on the market ahead of time.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, I did allow you to come into the house beforehand, because we're getting pictures done.
Yeah.
But I also said to you, I can't allow, like, if you do put an offer in before, it's on the market and stuff like that, it will be held until the deadline with everybody else's. So the unfortunate thing is sometimes people will do a coming soon, and that listing agent is really trying to get offers, themselves, so they can get both sides of it.
Yeah.
So for 2 weeks, they're like a coming soon, but they don't
Yeah.
let anybody see it other than their people or the people that are calling them. And then suddenly, like, it's on the market for an hour and it's already under agreement.
Yeah.
That doesn't do the seller any justice.
No.
And I'm so glad that we went through this whole exercise too, Melissa, for my clients. My fiduciary responsibility is to get them the best offer for them. If we had just said, hey, I'm going to introduce you to Melissa because she's really been looking, and if you guys can figure it out, like, we won't worry about putting it on the market or us even getting a commission. Like, I would have done that for you,
Yeah.
right? But then I think in the back of their head, would have they always second guessed what the offers would have been?
Yeah, and I also, I didn't put in an offer until obviously your offer deadline, because I was like, if she's going to hold them anyways, why would I put in an offer and then have anxiety for a week? And also, I don't think that I could offer something that would blow them out of the water to be like, no, we don't need to put it on the market. This is the best offer that it's ever existed,
Yep.
It just wasn't going to happen. So I was like, all right, I'll swim with the rest of them.
Yep. 23 other people. So I just want to let people know how this ended up happening, and Melissa was just as surprised. So we had 24 offers, and I have this beautiful spreadsheet, and like the OCD in me comes out when I'm doing these. So we have these nice cover sheets. So I take every offer, and what I do is I will print off the email from the agent. So I print the email, I print out the offer. Yes, I waste a lot of paper, but for me, I'm a paper person. I need it in front of me. And then what I do is I go into MLS, I find the agent, I print out their cover sheet, and I staple it to the top. And then I just put them in order of how I receive them is how they go into my spreadsheet. So as I'm doing the spreadsheet, I have a cover sheet for each one. So the first item is what is the sale, what is the, the offer price. I'm just using round numbers here, people. This is not accurate, but in this situation, I'm just going to say the house was on for $360, and I'm just using a round number, which is $400. So the offer is $400. We put it on for the house is on the market for the $360, and then my cover sheet automatically figures out what that ratio is.
The ratio, yeah.
The sale price to list price ratio is. Then the next thing that I put in is how much are they putting down for a deposit at purchase and sales agreement. Some people put $1,000, some people put $500, some people put $2,500. That's a discussion that we have and where your comfort level is. The second number is how much money will you be putting down at purchase and sales agreement. That number could be 3%, 5%, depending 4%. It could be whatever percentage that you're putting down. My cover sheet does that calculation, so I know exactly, are you putting 5%, 4%, or 3% down? And then I put in all the dates. When is the purchase and sales agreement have to be signed? When is your commitment letter due? What type of financing do you have? Now, this is something I was very, very specific with people about, is make sure that your pre-approval letter, again, I was getting pre-qualification letters. That is different.
Yeah.
A pre-approval letter, I wanted it dated for that week because I knew that the rates had jumped up.
Yeah, they did.
Yep. So I wanted to make sure, and I know one person said to me, well, my pre-approval is good for 90 days. I said, well, that was good when you got it, but now the rates have changed. So the amount
now they're in the 8s.
Yeah,
so
exactly. So if you were doing 7s, now there's a big difference. So I wanted something that was very much up to date. I also asked everybody too, who are they using for a loan office, who is the bank and stuff like that, right? Because I think if you are going to put in an offer, make it somebody local that people know, right? And then there's some of those that came through that were those online things that really don't mean anything. So with all of the offers, once they were in order, I have my spreadsheet. So it takes the cover sheet and it automatically puts it onto this huge spreadsheet that I have. And all that information is put onto this big spreadsheet. So now I'm only looking at numbers and dates. And when I was going through this with my client, I just said, okay, so what are some of the things that's most important to you? And she's an agent, so she asked certain questions. So she wanted to know how many people had home inspections. Did everybody have a home inspection? I said, no, not everybody had a home inspection. She said, all right, well, the house was built in 1964, it's her mom's house. we don't really want to be doing anything or fixing anything. So they eliminated anybody who had a home inspection first. Mm-hmm. That brought us down to 8.
Yeah.
8 people. So that's, where we were. So when that happened, I know like when we were calling agents back, the response that we got, I can't believe we only have 3 minutes left. The response that we got is, well, if you had come back to me, we might have waived our home inspection. This is what I have to say, people. If you know there are 24 offers, you should be in at your highest and best.
Yeah.
There are people who try doing an escalation clause as well. I won't get into that today, but we can talk about it another time. With the escalation clause, I'll give you $1,000 over the highest not to exceed this number. They didn't want any of those. We ended up with several of them, so we went back to all those agents. Some of those agents then, revised their offer. At that time, they could have made their offer better and waived anything they wanted in there. So that was the first thing. Second thing that she wanted to waive was anything that had an appraisal contingency. Mm-hmm. Not an appraisal contingency through the bank, but an appraisal contingency through the offer, which meant the house has to appraise at or above list price.
Yeah.
Well, some of these offers were like, it's not going to appraise for that.
Yeah.
So this might just be a way for this agent to say, all right, we got the offer accepted. When it gets the appraisal, they're going to have to come down on the price to whatever it appraised at.
Yeah.
Right? So those ones were gone. That left us with 6. Mm-hmm. Out of the 6, they only had 6 to review, and yours was one of them, and they ended up choosing yours.
Yeah. Mine. It's mine.
Yeah,
the house is mine.
And one of the other offers was the person that came in at the last hour, and that one of the comments was, well, where has this person been? Like, they didn't think it was fair that everybody else had a 12 o'clock deadline. Yeah. So she did ask. And again, do people normally ask these questions? Probably not, but she's an agent, so she gets it. She's like, he was late. Everybody else was on time. Everybody else went there. We had an extra time. There were actually 2 agents submitted their offers late. And I understand why one of them was, because I understand. Oh,
we have to go.
Congratulations, Melissa. I guess that's all I have to say. But if you want to talk to me more about this situation, if you are thinking about putting your home on the market, there's no better time than right now. I am happy to discuss that possibility with you as your listing agent. I'd love that opportunity. 781-294-4848. 781-294-4848. I'm happy to give you a home equity analysis on your home so you can see how much equity you currently have. BostonConnect.com.
Yeah, BostonConnect.com. Come to our dog parade
Come
today.
to the dog parade today, 12 to 2. Yes, 19 Mattakesett Street in Pembroke Center, right across the street from Stop and Shop. We'll be here 12 to 2. All kinds of great prizes. Go on to BostonConnect.com and find all of our open houses this weekend. I will see you, I don't know, next Saturday.
Yeah.
Bye. McNamara Financial is up next.
Just like you, I've always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you. So let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well
WATD FM Marshfield, WBMS Brockton.